Hello. So today I want to come on here and share a practice. I guess you could call it a practice. I feel like it kind of is. It's a practice and a way of orienting towards life that has helped me out so fucking much, bro. And I feel like perhaps maybe it'll support you, maybe not. Regardless, with anything I ever say, bro, just take it or leave it. It's your choice. I'm all about choice, bro. I'm not here to tell you how to live life. You take, maybe perhaps take something, practice it if it feels resonant for you, if it feels supportive for you, then fuck yeah. If not, let it go, okay? So yes, anyways, the topic I want to dive into is kind of, I suppose, on not being attached to the outcome of things and of recognizing how there really can be so much good in the bad, and how the labels of good and bad can really limit us from being open to the truth of what is unfolding, the truth of what is underneath whatever we're experiencing. So I will start this by kind of reciting, not word for word, but there's this Taoist parable. I don't know if it's called a parable. It's a tale, okay? And it's sometimes called like the old man and the horse. And I'm not saying it word for word, but it pretty much goes like this, okay? So this old man had a amazing horse, okay? He helped him on the farm. It's great. And then one day his horse ran away, and his neighbors were like, "Oh my God, bro." They probably didn't say bro, okay? Like I said, this is my my retelling, my version of it. And they're like, "Oh my God, bro, your horse ran away. That sucks." And the old farmer was like, "Maybe, like, we'll see," pretty much that like chill attitude, okay? And then all of a sudden, his horse, one day came back with a bunch more wild horses. And his neighbors were like, "Oh my goodness, you're gonna be rich. This is amazing. What a beautiful opportunity. Like, look at what happened." And he was like, "Maybe." And then, while his son was trying to train one of the wild horses, one of the horses kicked him and he broke his leg. And his neighbors were like, "This is awful. Your son's leg is broken. This is terrible. Oh my God." And once again, the old farmer was like, "Maybe." And then along came the military army recruitment to, recruit young boys into the war. And because his son had a broken leg, they did not recruit him. And of course, once again, the neighbor's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing, yada, yada, yada." And of course, the old man says, "Maybe." And I love this. This is like one of my favorite tales. I feel it's so beautiful. Like, it so beautifully illustrates that, of how we really never know when something happens. Like, within what may seem to be bad, there really is so much potential for good, for beautiful things to come of it. And within good things, there may be hidden challenges that we don't see initially. And there's just so given this parable, I feel that it kind of like relates to this topic, because something that I practice, that I've been doing for a while now, is that, like, throughout my days, throughout my life, like, I like to genuinely notice the moments where something happens where typically people would be like, "That sucks. This sucks. Like, this is awful." And in those moments, I become more present. I'm trying to, like, let's see if I can explain this. Like, when something happens, I like just orient to this, where I'm like, okay, this may be good, this may be bad. I don't know what is to come of this. And then a lot of the times, while I hold this in my mind and my perception, I start to notice, whether it be immediately after, or, maybe a day or two, or however long after, I can see the gift that comes out of the thing that may be initially deemed to be bad, and I make note of that. And what this is it feels like I'm training my brain, training my mind, training my perception, however you want to hold it. I am training myself to really see how good can come out of bad, how bad can come out of good, like, to kind of take a step back from the labels, take a step back from how we may initially react to something, how we may initially want to hold or label something to be. And then I feel that it helps me feel less attached to things when they happen, you know? And this can be practiced in a big way, of course. You know, you really can look at, like, let's say you get out of a relationship and you feel heartbroken, and maybe at first you feel confused and it's just like you didn't want this to happen, and yada yada yada, you know, so much there. But then, like, perhaps in a grander scheme, a couple years later, you see and you're like, wow, had this person and I actually not split up, like, all of these events that have happened would not have happened, and I wouldn't be who I am now, and like all of these beautiful things like wouldn't have happened. So, or maybe you end up meeting someone new and it's just like is far more deeply fulfilling, in a sense where this new relationship feels in alignment with something that feels more true to your heart and what you actually want. And had you not actually left that relationship, or had that relationship not ended, then you would never have experienced that. So you can see it on a grand scale, which can be awesome. You know, it's beautiful to practice that. But I think to really get your reps in with like practice, you know, it's like you go to the gym. You know, how do you build the muscle? You get your reps in. You just keep doing it, and you like slowly, you know, over and over, you build the muscle. So aside from just practicing this during the grand moments, I practice it during the little moments. Like, I'm serious, like multiple times throughout the day. Like such a simple example, but this is a space to practice it, where it's like, let's say the other day I forgot my keys. Or no, I forgot my phone. So I forgot my phone. I got in my car, went to go into the store, and then I forgot my phone. And I like stopped and I was like, like, oh man, I forgot my phone. I was like, I guess I don't need it to go in the store. But then something in me was like, I'm gonna go back and just make sure, just get it. And then I went back, and the lights on my vehicle were on. And I've been having some issues with my vehicle where, yeah, there's just some battery issues and stuff, and I just really cannot leave my lights on because it doesn't need any more stress on the vehicle. So that was such a supportive thing that happened. Like, and some people may think like, oh, I have to walk back to my car, or you know, sometimes the reaction can be like, oh, how did I lose that? Wait, let me take a step back. Actually, there's so much I want to say on this. I get excited talking about this stuff. I feel throughout this practice, there's like multiple layers to it, where we can also notice our immediate reaction, like when you bring presence to these moments, how do you initially react? Because like I was just saying, you might think like, okay, like one template of thought is like, this sucks, now I have to walk back to my vehicle. Another template of thought is, you know, like the self-shaming, like, oh, I'm so stupid, I forgot my phone in the car, like how could I do that, you know? Or like there's just so many different ways that our mind can orient to the situation. And these are narratives that we're playing out, okay? And just to notice all of this, notice it as it's happening. Just bring some motherfucking awareness, shine some light on that shit and watch it. You know, just watch it. And then in those moments where it's like, you know, I could have oriented to all that, but then, you know, I realized I had to walk back to my car, and I'm just kind of like, I've been practicing this for a while, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go back to my car. You know, it's like the farmer is like, it's not either good, it's not either bad, it just is what it is. This is what I gotta do. This is not what I gotta do. Let me take a side step, because I'm super discerning with how I say things, okay? This is how I am, because I think it's really powerful, the way we speak, the way we express. It's not something I gotta do, I have to do. It's something that I choose to do. So I chose to go back, but it felt like the best choice for me, even if it required a little bit more effort. It is as it is, you know? So I go back, and then in that moment, when I realized my lights were on, I was so stoked. And then I bookmarked it. You know, it's like, that's my rep. I'm like, see, something that may seem to be bad or challenging or annoying actually reaped such a large benefit for me. Like, that was fucking awesome, dude. Okay? And it's like, I do this all the time, like so many times. Honestly, there's a lot of times I'll like forget something specifically. Like one time I forgot my phone, I think, again, and I went inside, and then I realized my laptop was in there, which I was about to drive an hour away to go to this place and do some work, you know, on my laptop, and I would have driven all that way and didn't have my laptop. So the fact that I forgot my phone actually helped me out. And this is really like fucking powerful, dude. So it's like, when that happens, you know, recognize that. Like, even if you're forgetting something, okay? Like, you don't need to shame yourself, bro. You know, but also, of course, as with anything, I'll always say this fucking disclaimer, because I feel like with any piece of like me sharing this practice, of course, it depends on how you take it, okay? Because I feel like we could take anything and use it as a method to avoid, okay? So I'm not proposing it in this way, but I do feel like people could take this as a way to avoid, you know, the responsibility of things, or to avoid like the challenge of things, I guess, you know? And I'm not saying that, okay? I guess I just want to say that disclaimer is how you orient to it. And also, I guess, kind of on that topic, is that for me, honestly, like just reciting like optimistic affirmations doesn't really feel supportive for me. Maybe it like genuinely works for you. Fuck yeah. Everybody has their own way of orienting to things. I'm just sharing what feels true, what feels supportive for me. And for me, I feel like I need to feel the heart and the truth behind whatever it is in order for it to have an impact on me, in order for it to move me in a way that actually is supportive. So instead of just being like, you know, life, instead of just like sitting here and being like, life is beautiful, I love life, life is good, I am amazing, I am strong, I am, you know, all these things. So for me, I like to look for evidence in life. And not that I need to see it as, like I said, with anything, you can take it in so many ways. Not that I'm proposing to seek external validation for these feelings. But like I said, with this example, recognizing how, like what I just said about, you know, noticing how something may be bad can actually be good, noticing the evidence of that in life. And then, like, you know, when I'm like, you know, let's say I've been training and I learn like a new skill, you know, and just like, I guess in those moments, like really conjuring up like a genuine feeling of like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, even before I, you know, learn, like even before I get the skill, even before I get the trick, I guess you could say, or yeah, just hyping myself up, but like doing it from a genuine space. And I guess that's hard to say, because I feel like perhaps some people are just so used to orienting to things in a negative mindset that it can be really hard and feel very fake at first. And I can understand that. Like, I'm speaking as someone who has not always been like super super happy, and like there's so much I could say. Okay, not that I'm just a happy human being. I have experienced all of the human emotions, you know, but I feel like I have a very I don't even want to say positive, like honest understanding of things, like a more faithful outlook on life, I guess. But I feel like I am here now with this outlook because I got my reps in. Like, I practiced it. And I used to be, like, when I was younger, incredibly depressed, anxious, and so many things. I could really dive into that another day in a video. And it's been a gradual process. But just throughout my journey, I really have felt like, yeah, that just hasn't been helpful for me to just say empty things. Like, I guess, yeah, like I have practiced, like tried to have a gratitude journal, but I realized that gratitude, actually, like expressing gratitude, is fucking powerful, a powerful tool. But for me, it needs to have the feeling, the heart behind it, you know? So it's like, if I'm like, you know, sitting in a park, which I actually am at a park right now, I'm in my van, which I know it looks like, it's like, are you at a park? I'm in my van, looking out at the park right now. And it is like really just trying to tap in with the experience and be like, wow, like I'm so grateful to be like here, you know, to be witnessing this beautiful, beautiful view, like to be surrounded by these lush trees, to see this bird like strolling off in the distance, like bobbing his head, you know, and just like, it's hard to explain, honestly, because it's like, I feel like I'm just saying the things you would list in a gratitude journal, but like, I'm feeling them, bro. I'm fucking feeling them. So I think that if you are going to, you know, practice that and practice, affirmations, to try to put a little heart behind them, you know, try to find the truth in them and feel them so they can actually be like integrated into your being so you can like register them, you know? So yeah, I guess that's that. I'm gonna wrap this up. These are just gonna be rambles on topics, a series that I'm gonna do. Just whatever topic feels resonant for me in the moment and on the day, whatever it is, I'm gonna ramble and be human and probably most definitely trip over my words and all the things. But alas, here we are, and I'm really gonna try to just like make these more real and raw and like not really edit them. Edit. Did I even say the word? Did I even apply the D to the edit to the word? I don't know, but I'm not gonna edit it out. Just allowing things to be is a practice for me. So anyways, thank you so much. I don't know if I've been like holding this like right in front of my head. I do that sometimes. I'm learning, okay guys, I'm learning to practice having grace for myself. I don't know what accent that is, but I've been doing it lately. Sometimes I speak so fast that I like finish the sentence before, well, it's in the middle, and then I'm like, bro, chill out, slow down. Okay, well, thanks for watching, listening, witnessing. I'm gonna make many more of these. So until next time.